Oh my gosh, hi! You look so good right now. You know what I mean? Once again, I do not. However, we're going to be doing some fun makeup today, and I'm just going to be reviewing the third episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, season 13. We're going to have some fun, talk about my opinions. I was going to do drag makeup today, but I'm kind of in the mood to just do like a normal, everyday makeup situation, so that's what we're going to do. So as always, I'm actually going to be starting with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Really, really easy, really good stuff. It works wonders for me. Makes my skin feel lovely, and it works amazing. Today, for my foundation, I'm going to be using the Do You Full Coverage from Too Faced. It's not my favorite foundation. I'm just trying to use it up. I don't want to throw it out if it still has product in it. So that's what we're going to use today. And while we're at it, I'm actually going to be starting off today's video with my favorite quote from this episode, which is Joey J is walking down the runway and says about her own earrings, these stupid, ignorant earrings, which... First of all, girl, what a great, wow, this is a wrong color. First of all, sis, what does that mean? What does it mean if your earrings are ignorant and stupid? Am I missing something? We love a weird soundbite. RuPaul's Drag Race is one of my favorite shows specifically because it has all these very strange, ridiculous sound bites that don't matter at all in the slightest. In fact, I want a pair of stupid, ignorant earrings. So this episode had the other queens that were in the pork chop lounge. So last episode was like the winning group. This episode is the losing group. And the queens that were in the pork chop lounge kind of show up at the workroom, and there's not really any, I guess, they don't really wonder at all about if, I don't know, they're on the chopping block, if the other girls are there, if they've already been there. There's none of that speculation. The pork chop girls are all feeling really good. They feel like they are at an advantage because they've already had like the fear put in them, and so they're like ready to go. So once again, today's mini and maxi challenge is pretty much the same thing as last episode. So last episode we did the like the runway challenge with the 2 categories and then like performing one of Ru's songs. This week is pretty much the exact same thing. They are doing a runway. It's a different runway theme. This week's is vamps, girls and vamps, or ladies and vamps or something. This week's main stage challenge is to perform RuPaul's song Phenomenon, I think. Phenomenal. And basically just perform it, you know? So first things first, I feel like Tamisha Iman is getting a lot of, I don't want to say like ageism, but it's kind of ageism. A lot of the girls are really surprised that she's 49, which they're like, oh, she's ancient, she's old. I don't know if it's that most drag performers are young. I highly doubt that. I feel like it's just a situation where the girls are willfully like, how am I even going to put this into words? I feel like this is not a new thing for Drag Race. Drag Race kind of views drag as like something young people do, and the older crowd are like at a disadvantage, when I would argue the opposite. I feel like when the drag queens are older, they kind of have this wizened sense about them. They know what they're doing more. They've got a good sense of runway. And yeah, maybe they can't dance as well as some of the younger people. Maybe they're not as like flexible or whatever, but they're funny. They're usually on the ball. And I just, you know, I'm young, I'm 27, but I feel like every time I see Drag Race girls act like these other queens are so old and it's like so shocking, it's just, I don't like it, you know? Ageism is very much alive in the gay community, and sis, come on, like, no. The other thing that I wanted to talk about main stage-wise is actually that it seems to me like they're going to be setting up this rivalry against Elliott versus the other pork chop girls, and I do not blame Elliott at all. That I would be pretty pissed too if all of my fellow competitors voted me out and didn't even get a chance to really see me perform or see my strengths or weaknesses. I would be pretty pissed. So, you know, if they are going to go that route, Not at all surprised. Also, this episode, it seemed like they did take some time to really set up some interesting dynamics between the girls. And that's always fun to me. We'll get into that a little bit more as we go. But it's fun to see the queens getting a storyline this early into the season. Because normally storylines do take a little while. Like, usually they are not so fast to, like, set that up. So I'm excited to see where we go with this. I think it'd be about time for us to talk about, like, the mini challenge runways. I thought that Utica's runways were really interesting. Both of them were really cool. On her, like, lady one, she wore sort of this weird bubblegum pink fantasy kind of a situation. It was very, like, balls all over the place. It kind of reminded me a little bit of, oh goodness, Rock'em Sakura's look, but maybe a little bit more polished, which I always appreciate. We love a girl with some polish. It was really fun and bouncy. And then her other one was like Rita Repulsa. It was so cool. The hair was really neat and kind of pointy. She had this really neat collar on. It was very fantasy and very dark and very cool. I really liked it. So Denali came out. Her first runway was this like blue with embellishments. I think she said they were forget-me-nots. Or marigold, I forget. There was something. I think they might have been forget-me-nots. And the outfit was kind of cute, but it looked a little bit, like, on camera, a little bit disheveled. Like, maybe it looked really good in real life, but on camera, not so much. So I didn't love that. Her second outfit was really cool, very interesting, and I liked that. And then Rosé really was on the ball for both of her looks this week. She had this really good, she connected both by basing them off of really well-known and interesting, innovative, like, fashion designers. The first was Moschino, which love or hate, like, Moschino is definitely one of those brands that people either love or they hate. And then the second was based on Alexander McQueen. And I saw that and I immediately went, that's so Lady Gaga. And I'm not surprised that it's Alexander McQueen because Lady Gaga loves Alexander McQueen. So I really enjoyed that. Tamisha Iman's outfits were really cool too. She had this one that was like a pantsuit with like a overlay that was like a sheer overlay. And then she had this Elvira one, but it was like a hair covered Elvira. Really, really fun and campy. So really immediately Tamisha is bringing that really fun, aged, campy approach to drag, but that elegance that I appreciate. And Joey's were interesting, but I didn't love that she was using her natural hair the whole time because I knew from the very beginning that if she wore her natural hair once or twice, the judges would really like it. But if she kept on doing it, the judges were going to do the whole, like, well, you're not wearing wigs thing, which they do. Oh, and Kimora had this drama where she was almost late. She wasn't late, but she was, like, almost late. And they made a big deal out of that. Like, you could hear the producers talking and being like, oh, Kimora, like, we're gonna have to go on without her if she's not here in a minute, and she's, like, rushing. And it ends up being fine. The judges don't even mention it if they even know anything about it. It's clearly just there to serve this episode's storyline. For eyes today, I think I'm gonna do a Smoky Glow palette look. I think let's do purple. Purple's always fun. So maybe I'll start off with a little bit of pink. Maybe I'll start off with some Colleague and then move into, like, the purples that are here and do something with that. So as I said before, today's main challenge is they have to choreograph a dance and have, like, recorded lyrics play for RuPaul's song Phenomenon, which is not the same phenomenon that I thought it was going to be, because there's that whole, like, she's a phenomenon, a female phenomenon, you know, that one that's played at least a few times in the series or, like, the show. I thought it was 100% going to be that, and it was not. So color me surprised. It was basically the same thing as the previous episode, which means that I low-key hate it, but it's fine. They're choreographing their dance, and there's 3 dancers. The other people have literally no dance experience. There's Tamisha Iman, who basically says that she's very comfortable with the fact that some girls are not dancing well because she is not quite young anymore, so she can't do some things, and also she's still kind of recovering from cancer, so I think that she's just, you know, she's doing her best, but, like, there's some things that she's just not going to be able to physically do because of that. And then you've got Rosé and Joey J and Denali, who are all dancers, who are all kind of getting in their own ego because each of them want to prove that they know how they like to dance and really like take charge. So they're all trying to get their gig and they're all doing that. And Denali really wants you to know that she is a professional. She's a choreographer and she's a professional choreographer. And if I had to take a shot for every time she mentioned that, I would be at least slightly buzzed. My favorite part about when they're rehearsing is that at a certain point, everything kind of falls apart and suddenly everyone's like doing the splits and people are trying to figure out how they're gonna like, oh, maybe we can carry Kimura and maybe we'll just like, maybe we could just do the splits and then you can rotate me and I'll go spinning. And it's just like, you know that scene from The Office? Now, I don't really watch The Office, but my boyfriend's shown me a couple of scenes from it. One particular scene that's made me laugh is there's a scene where they're having a normal day, I guess, and I think Dwight doesn't want, or like wants them to be ready for a fire alarm, so he like creates a fake fire to simulate a fire alarm. And it's so funny because everyone starts losing their mind, and what starts as kind of like a normal day at the office very quickly devolves into people screaming, cats falling from the ceiling, and it's very funny. Maybe I should watch The Office, but that's what I imagine this is like giving that energy of. It's very that the girls are like, it starts off very normal, very like, okay, maybe we'll do this and we'll dance forward and then we'll walk together. And then all of a sudden it's devolving into girls spinning on the floor and other people looking confused and being like, well, what are we going to do? Wait, am I following you or am I following you? It's very funny. So then, you know, they go back and they do their thing where they talk and stuff. And I don't really remember much about what they were talking about. I don't feel like it's really that important this episode. And then they go out and they do their performance and that's all good. They're having fun being themselves, you know. It's whatever. Once again, I don't really love episodes where they're doing like musical performances. Sometimes they're really fun, but when they're literally just performing a RuPaul song, I would much rather them not, you know? I love pretty much every other challenge. I love watching them make things and wear different like I love construction challenges. I love ball challenges. I love acting challenges. I love the snatch game. I even love when they have to sing and stuff. I just think it's specifically RuPaul song video, challenges, because every time they do them, they're trying to, I don't know how to explain why I don't like them exactly. I guess it's just like, it's always the exact same. They do kind of a whatever dance, and it's always relatively fine. There's always like 3 girls who do really well, and they're always like lip syncing about themselves and how good they are or whatever. You know, it's really never that exciting. Okay, so we can move into the runways, and this is my favorite part. I love judging outfits. Oh, okay, hear me out. I hate Denali's look. And it's not even that Denali's look is like objectively terrible. It's just, it looks like this gray ball sack on her. It is so unappealing and unattractive. Really not my favorite. I think that she's kind of going for those, like she loves a mini skirt. She clearly loves kind of dancer, skater kind of outfits, as evidenced by the fact that she's worn them multiple times. And I can appreciate that, but it's really not my thing. Joey J's look is a little bit confusing to me. Once again, she's wearing her natural hair, which obviously I don't have any problem with, but I knew for a fact the minute she came out like that, the judges were going to be like, okay. And she's wearing this, basically, it's a bodysuit, and it has a bunch of, like, film strip tassels. It reminds me a lot of what the Vivienne wore in Drag Race UK, that time she had to make an outfit. It's very that, but it's kind of like a poncho over top of a bodysuit with, like, a cape. And she was saying something along the lines of, what was it? She was serving someone. Was it? Oh, she said Sia meets Prohibition, which, huh? Like, what do you mean, Ms. Girl? Maura Black was wearing this gorgeous, like, caftan and a bodysuit, and it was kind of like a perfect meld of the two. It was very clear, really pretty. I really liked it. It wasn't anything super creative or super unique in terms of, like, the runway, but it was just, like, a nice, very clean look, and I appreciate it because of that. So Tamisha Iman looked incredible. She was very much giving like old school pageant perfection. I could see that dress that she wore on the runway. It was that like sheer body length dress with like a fringe or like kind of like a bow that came up on the side. It was really pretty, and I have not seen anything quite like that in a long time. on the Drag Race stage that was just quite that sophisticated. I really like Tamisha Iman. She's got that old school kind of motherly thing. Like, she very clearly cares about all of her past girls. She's talking about one of her drag daughters that I think has passed away. And she was, I guess, she did this really incredible, really famous thing where one of her girls like did a splits from the ceiling. Like, she fell from the ceiling and did a split on the stage. And they show you the video footage. I guess that's like a really famous performance among drag queens. And it was incredible. Like, it looks really cool. And to know that Tamisha Iman, like, that came out of her drag family is impressive. Purple. Oh. So then Utica Queen came out, and once again, I liked Utica Queen's outfit. She had this really interesting, it was kind of simplistic. It was kind of sleek. She had like a ponytail at the back, and she was wearing this like black floor length dress. It was a very simple dress, but she had on jewels, and the dress was kind of twisting and turning and splitting into these like really colorful, almost like scarves at the bottom. It was really cool. Very simple, as the judges said, but you know what? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to do it well. And her makeup was really nice. And, oh, she also rapped about the fact that she's religious in her, main stage performance. She was talking about how she's religious, and they made a big deal out of that. I guess she's part of like the Church of Jesus of Latter-day Saints. Babe,
yeah,
is that Mormon Latter-day Saints?
I think so.
Okay.
No, it wasn't Latter-day Saints, it was Seventh-day Adventist.
You remember that from the episode?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It was Seventh-day Adventist. Well, I overheard it.
Is that religious? Like, or
it's not Mormon. That's not Mormon though. Mormon is Latter-day Saints. Seventh-day Adventist is I'm not totally sure. It's like it's a specific sect of Christianity.
Well, there you go. It's a specific sect of Christianity, I guess. So Utica Queen. Thank God that my boyfriend listens to it in the background. So Utica was talking about that, and the judges were making a big deal about that, but we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, everyone did really well. I'm thinking, did I forget anyone? Rosé. Oh, okay. So Rosé's outfit wasn't bad. Rosé's outfit was interesting, I should say. It wasn't my favorite. The judges also seemed kind of torn about it. It looked like it was like 3 different ideas for a good outfit, and then, but like it didn't work, you know? Like 2/3 of the outfit looked really bad. There were really cool sleeves that would work with a different outfit, and the top and bottom, which looked like they belonged on like a different outfit, and then the very base of it, which looked like a bodysuit that was belonging on a different outfit. So really overall, it was a cool concept that just didn't work. Maybe I'm the issue. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hating ass bitch. Okay, let me really quickly do my eyebrows off camera, because I don't think you or I want to be sitting here for 20 minutes while we do my eyebrows. Wow, so today is definitely a strong brow day, and I definitely touched up my eye makeup a little bit off camera, but I think we can finally move on to eyeliner and everything else. So let's do that. So the judges all kind of rave about Denali, which is not really surprising considering that it seems like they really like her pretty much always. They said that she did really well in the challenge. She did really well on the runways. They like her runway looks. So they're already clocking Joey for wearing the same hair multiple times. They're already like, so you're just gonna now wear a wig? And it seems like they're kind of a little bit more aware of it now, because that's kind of become like a meme where people are like, so you're gonna wear, you know, you're gonna be bald for like one episode, and they're gonna be like, I feel like you're stuck like being bald. But Michelle is a little bit softer and is like, I love this look on you. We just want you to do everything kind of polished and be your best, and, you know, bring yourself out of your comfort zone. So at least they're like trying to not sound super offensive anymore, you know? Ooh, okay. So Kimora is getting not so great storyline this season. It seems like they're giving her the you don't have a personality storyline. They did it to Alaska. They've done it to multiple girls. I always find it kind of funny because they always go with like an aesthetically pleasing girl. They did with Ben de la Creme too, where they're like, we don't know who you are. No offense. But how exactly do you expect these girls to explain who they are or show personality? Because, like, half the time the girls will accomplish that and they will eventually show their personality. But it's very unclear. And I mean, maybe we're just not seeing it because, you know, they don't show you everything that the girls are being told in judging, obviously, because that would be kind of, it would just be a very long video. But yeah, they're giving her that, like, you're really beautiful, but you don't have any personality. So that's, whoa. So that's always fun, and I'm very curious to see where they go with that. I hope that Kimura doesn't take it to heart, because I think it has more to do with the judges than it does with her. They clearly clocked that she has a lot of personality and she's got a lot of confidence, and so they're like, you don't have personality. I don't know. I also feel like you can't really tell a girl she doesn't have any personality this like early. I swear anytime that they hear a girl being like, I'm the pretty one, I'm very pretty, the judges like snap on that and they're like, oh, are you? Are you pretty? And it's just, I always feel so bad for those girls. Like, listen, they're already in a competition with tons of other girls that are like super talented. Just let them feel pretty, you know? And Rosé is basically getting mixed reviews on the runway, but good reviews in the challenge. They like her looks, except for the runway one, and some of the judges love it, some don't. My highlighter today, I think I'm going to use this Milani highlighter. This is like my favorite current trio highlighter. It's so good. So good. So, Tamisha gets mostly good reviews. RuPaul is obsessed with her dress, and same. And for RuPaul to literally say, this dress is amazing, that's a good sign. That's at least let you know you did something good, you know? So Ru complimenting that, everyone loves her dress, but she is getting this one note where everyone's saying that Tamisha, while really beautiful and while, you know, she's a seasoned girl and they know her reputation, they're telling her that she needs to bring that more to the challenges, that they didn't feel like she really had a lot of energy in the challenge. And fair, you know, I understand that, but I don't know. I think when it comes to dancing, they've been on her ass a lot, it seems like, where, you know, y'all, she's just recovering from cancer. She can't do everything she did before. She's doing her best. Let's give her a break, you know? Let's bring this on home. We're gonna use a Pat McGrath lipstick in Candy Flip. Yeah, I don't know. The judges are just a lot. And then with Utica Queen, they're giving her mostly good reviews. They're basically telling her that she looks good. They like all of her runways, and they appreciate her. Is this what being rich feels like? Probably. Yeah, but they do give her this one note where they're like, but be careful, you know, when quirky girls are quirky, sometimes they just don't make it. You know, you have to be really unified. And it's like, maybe give her that note when she needs that. Like right now, she doesn't. Oh, and guess what? Literally no one went home. So this week was pointless. Absolutely pointless. Not a single girl went home, and not only did no one go home, but like, just like, so the first episode was pointless, as were these two episodes. And I guess that they did it this way so that we got to know the girls a little bit more, but like, can we just move along, you know? Like, I don't need two identical episodes with different girls. So Rosé and Denali are the two winners of this week. They lip sync, and Denali did really well. She was serving a lot of, you know, she was going for sexy and serious, where Rosé was being a bit more funny and comedic. And Denali won, and I feel that Denali deserved to win. No one went home this week, and like nothing. Now, next week is when we're going to finally get all the girls together, but I can't wait. I'm very excited. So, yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. I really enjoyed this episode, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. I make new videos every Friday and Sunday right now while Drag Race is airing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye!